and sound. You've nothing to fear, I won't keep you bound. My love's a strong foundation, built on solid ground. No matter where you run, no matter where you hide, no matter what you've done, my love for you will still abide. You remain my only one, I'll keep a place for you by my side. I want you to be happy, even if it isn't with me. I want you to be happy, so I'll set you free. I want you to be happy, one day I hope you'll see. Real love needs no lock and key. I want you to be happy, it isn't love if you are free. No matter where you run, no matter where you hide, no matter what you've done, my love for you will still abide. You remain my only one, I'll keep a place for you by my side. I don't want you to walk away, but I won't force you to stay. I'd rather you be happy, I'd rather you be free, even if it's without me. Real love needs no lock and key. I want you to be happy, it isn't love if you aren't free. I'd rather you be free, even if it's without me.
Feels like I'm living in a country song. Everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. I thought I'd danced my last of poverty. I'd finally made it out and broken free. Now a pile of debts is staring back at me. Try paying with IOUs from friends and family. Feels like I'm living in a country song, with everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. I'm losing my home, family's moving soon. I've got 3 weeks till the 1st of June. No idea where I'm gonna find a room. Credit's trash, the bill collector suing. Feels like I'm living in a country song. Everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. Looks like every door is closing in my face. I'm a one-legged man in a butt-kicking race. Lord, I could use some grace. It's gonna take a miracle to find a place. It's gonna take a miracle to find a place. Feels like I'm living in a country song, with everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. I know when to distraction comes our way. It's clearing out what doesn't need to stay. There's always gonna be a delay between when we receive and when we pray. But the Lord, I just got to say, feels like I'm living in a country song with everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. Lord, if this is you preparing ground, please show me there's hope to be found. I'm praying someday my life will rebound. Until then, keep me safe and sound. Feels like I'm living in a country song with everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. Oh, I'm living in a country song. Oh, I'm living in a country song. Woke up with my head under pressure so high, hiding all night, hiding behind my tired eyes. Coffee's cold, the silence loud. I want my pain like a winter shroud. Some days I feel like I can't fly. Other days I feel so fragile.
It is time, my friends. We are back to working on the Rise of the TechnoSavior album. We are back to working on our Angel. And we will be progressing tonight to other things, I believe. And I am glad and grateful to have you here with me this evening. Yes. It is a good Monday. Not always Mondays are good, but today is indeed a good Monday. All right, let me get my, oh, I've got my tablet upside down, which is why it's not behaving right. I made that mistake the first time I bought it. Oh, Lordy. Get your mind in the game, girl. Get your mind in the game. Game? I didn't know there was going to be a game. Nobody told me there was a game. All right, let's work on her wings. Get those fleshed and feathered out properly. I do love feathers. They're probably one of my favorite things in terms of natural things. They just look so, I don't know, the way they're designed is so pretty. Good to see you, Malik. Hi. Good to see you. How's your week been? I noticed you've been doing a lot of covers lately, of your drum covers. That's pretty cool. Yes, it's Angelicious. Hey, Timothy! Good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the party. I guess it's not much of a party. We don't have popcorn, we don't have peanuts, we don't have beer. I guess you can bring your own, you know. It'd be a BYOB party. BYOBS. Bring your own beer and snacks. That's funny. Ooh, nice. Working on something with collaboration with Bill. That's a cool. Community collaborations are fun. Ubi needs to get on top of doing another one for his community. Would have been fun to do a spooky season one, but maybe we'll do a Christmas collab instead. That's fine too. Maybe by then I'll have the finances to go and get him the fabric to make him his Santa suit. I swear that's what we're doing. He's gonna do every broadcast in a Santa suit come Christmas season. Ha 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 ha. If I can arrange it. Never underestimate me. My husband will hate me, but it'll be alright. Been experimenting with those shorts, Timothy. Trying to see when the best times to release them are. This week I'm experimenting with releasing them. Sort of like promos for the live streams. So, you know, we'll see how that plan works out. But yeah, those shorts do get you a lot more views. But it's short-term traffic. It's often not, you know, a big lasting one. So you kind of have to direct them to something that more permanent. Like use that as what a marketer would call a lead magnet, which is something that draws people to you, but then give them something juicier to keep them. Of course, you know, most of y'all may not realize this, but I have worked in marketing for, well, since 2007. It's when I really got my first marketing job for a big company. I've done copywriting, I've done graphic design, I've done just about every bit of it. I've done the paid analytics and all kinds of stuff. But that doesn't mean you're an expert. You always have things you can learn and things you can improve and new technologies coming out that you got to stay on top of. So I'm always looking ways to improve my game, to become better at what I do, whether it's art or music or writing. Always looking for ways to up my game and improve myself. That's kind of how I live. Yeah, I can understand that, Timothy, but it is a really good way to get your channel a lot of exposure. And that it'll help you build up for when you are ready for doing more long form content, when you've got the capability. I mean, I know you've got plenty of life stories to share. And God willing, time to share them. Yep, yep. Amen to that. Amen to just putting it out there, because you know what? You've got a gift. You've gotten a diagnosis of cancer, and that may not sound like a gift, but it is the gift of knowing roughly when your end is coming. And that gives you time to say goodbye and to wrap things up and to think about what you really want your ending to look like. And most of us careen through life thinking we're going to live forever, taking it for granted, not really paying attention to what we're doing with our time. And then we end up at the end, shocked and surprised, and filled with regret for what we didn't do with the time that we were given. Personally, it may sound crazy, but I'd prefer to know my end is coming than to be surprised by it. So, to that end, I sort of try to live every day as if my end is here today. I've actually outlived what I was supposed to, so I'm grateful for that extra time that I was given. My life could have been much, much shorter. Life is such a gift and a treasure. We don't often appreciate it enough. Yeah, I'm usually early, but in this case I was late, and I'm okay with that. A lot late. What is that layer that I have turned on? It is bugging the heck out of me. Oop. For some reason, but I've gotten Okay, I need to turn off the other layers so I can see what this layer is doing, because it's bugging me. It's showing up in places I don't need it to. Pardon me, my angel's getting naked for a moment. Digital OnlyFans. There you go. Woo. That's funny. I know that was my thought, but sometimes I have funny thoughts. Sometimes. Sometimes those thoughts just pop right on out there, don't they? Ooh, an epileptic seizure behind the wheel? Wow. You're fortunate, very blessed to have survived that and not to have hurt somebody else with it. Yikes. My goodness. I had a friend have that happen to him. He had a seizure while he was driving and ended up shattering his back. They were able to help put him back together, but it was a rough go. Certainly a rough go. Yes, I know, indecent exposure on behalf of the angel. Yikes. Y'all didn't know you were stepping into a nudie show here. Wow. Gotta be careful with that. Like I said, they don't really have a gender, so I guess technically there's not really anything to see. Certainly no genitalia, but still. I had to figure out where the problem areas were and erase those so they stopped breaking through the prettier artwork. You crushed into someone's foundation of their porch? Well, I will say that's not great, but at least you didn't harm them or yourself in the process. Could have been so much worse. So much worse. What I always try to look at is when things look bad, it's like, okay, but I learned a long time ago, here's a lesson, life tip for anybody. Never ask how bad could it get, because, you know, I don't believe in asking questions to which I don't want the answers. If I don't want to know how much worse it could get, I'm not going to ask, because God seems to find delight in showing me. It's like, oh, okay, you don't appreciate what you got now? Okay, cool, let's show you what could it be. And trust me, you don't want it. Whatever it is, you don't want it. You don't want the worst. You missed a tree by about 6 inches. Well, that would have been worse, I think. Can't guarantee it would have been, of course. None of us can, but it would definitely sound worse. All right, now I can get back to working on the things that I need. Oh, are we not connected here? Huh. It's amazing what happens when you take a closer look at things. Start seeing problems in areas you didn't think you had problems. Oh, there we go. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. It's all fine. Yeah. You were already unconscious and the airbag smashed you in the face with glass? Well, yeah, I can imagine it would have broken your face to crap. My goodness. Sounds like you were definitely having a rough time of things that day. But like I said, the good thing is you didn't really hurt anybody except yourself. So there's mercy in that, because man, even if it wasn't your fault, I think it would be awful if, a problem like that caused something to hurt somebody else. Oh. Okay, enough fudging with that. Let's get back to the wings. Yes, Ubi is alive at 8 Central, so yes. Your time, that would be 9 p.m. And he will be there. Because he loves y'all. And, he loves playing in front of people. And I will be there. Exactly, Malachi. Exactly. And yeah, I imagine there was a lot of guilt. There always is when you know that something went wrong in other people's lives because of something you did or didn't do, even. It doesn't even have to be something you did on purpose or something you didn't do by intention. If I'm walking along the line and I accidentally hurt somebody, even if it's absolutely no intention on my part, there can be a lot of guilt still. A lot of thinking to myself, what could I have done better or differently? And guilt has its place in life. It's there to make sure that we're doing a checkup. There to make sure that we're not hurting people recklessly. And that we make reparations when we do. Yes. There was a time in my life when I didn't really always appreciate my husband. If you watched my video yesterday, I had a lot of growing up to do in terms of being a married individual and understanding what marriage was really about. And I wanted him to be, I guess, a guy version of me. And I didn't appreciate the fact that his differences were necessary for me. They were important. See, I always tend to be always goal-focused and oriented on objectives and outcomes, and he just wasn't very objective, outcome-oriented guy. And so I would get mad at him because I thought, you've got no ambition, you've got no whatever. And, it wasn't until this year, really, that I realized that I needed him to be exactly who he was in my life, because without his help to slow down and really appreciate life, I was hitting goals and objectives, but I never felt like I accomplished anything because I never slowed down to appreciate them or the people that helped me achieve them. It was always, I was always on to the next thing. I call it the one ring syndrome, If you can just get this one ring, then your whole life will be happy. You can just get this one thing done, then everything will be fixed and everything will be perfect. And I had that mentality, and he didn't. He was just very good at being present with people and appreciating life and people for where they were, and I was not. And so obviously I didn't appreciate that very much because it just felt like he was slowing me down. But I needed to be slowed down. I needed to not pass my life by without even really appreciating any of it as I went. And sometimes you just got to appreciate life. That's a lesson I've learned, and that's one of the reasons why I value what Randy's doing so much, is that I know he's being present for other people. He's using his gift of presence to help people who feel like they have nobody out there to hear them or listen to them or care. And it's what he's really good at. And of course, he's enjoying the music too. And living that dream part. But that's why I support him. I know how important it is that there's somebody out there that just sees you for you, loves you for you, accepts you for who you are, where you are, exactly as you are, and doesn't ask you or demand of you anything, except that you show up and be present and receive the gift. And that's what he gives. Yes, Ubi is Vanilla Thunder. Yeah. Well, I never had the money for a mental health counselor, so I sort of had to be my own. Well, I say that. I had God. That was my mental health counselor. And I will tell you this. He's a very fair mental health counselor, but he doesn't pull any punches either. When you're full of crap, he's going to let you know. He certainly let me know plenty of times. And there's just one time when I got into a bit of an argument with my mother, and I was very unhappy with her by the time I got off the phone. And one of the things she said to me that seemed so unreasonable and so outrageous was, well, you should be better than me. I'm like, lady, you're my mother. You're supposed to be better. How is it fair to expect me to be better than you? And I got 25 years less experience. And, so I went on a walk and talk with God, and I was like, God, did you hear her? Is she being reasonable? Is this not unfair? And he's like, no, honey, you're fine. You're fine for where you're at. You're doing just fine for where you're at. And I was like, just getting ready to congratulate myself, pat myself on the back. And he's like, yeah. Now that we have a chance to have this discussion, see how your mom did with you? I'm like, yeah. It's like, well, you're doing that with your husband, so knock it off. He's nowhere near as experienced as you are in terms of your walk with me. And you're expecting him to be where you are. And that isn't fair to him. And it doesn't give him permission to grow at his own pace. Moreover, he's so afraid of disappointing you that he's literally frozen in place and not making any progress. So if you would kindly knock it off, I would be ever so grateful. Like, ouch. Okay, fine. I see your point. It's rude. I see your point. That's okay. Sometimes you need somebody to give you that check on perspective. And there's nobody better to give it to me than God. He's the only one who knows me exactly as I am. No sense pretending with the big guy. Well, we're thankful to have you in our lives. All of you. You really make a difference. It's not just a YouTube stream or a channel. It's really about connections. About stepping up and letting our gifts touch other people, touch other people's lives, make a difference where we can in the world, bring something positive in a world that's often so filled with negativity and so filled with division and reasons to hate each other, and personally, I don't think there's life enough in me to want to hate anybody. It's too much of a waste of my time, and I have so precious little of it. Why waste it on hate? Yep, our little guitar community is so awesome. It is one of the most refreshing corners of YouTube, and so underappreciated, I think. It's one of the reasons why I want to help Ubi promote his channel, is I want more people to know about this particular little corner of YouTube. And for those who need it, to be able to find it. So that they get what they need and find that place where they can just chill out and hang out and be who they are on any level, and find a place that makes them feel like they belong. We all need that. And also to have a chance to step up and make a difference, you know? Malachi, when you're sharing your guitar work or drum work, you may not think you're making a difference, but you're showing somebody else, hey, step up. If you got drums, play them. If you got beats in you, make them. Be present for the world. Stop hiding your gifts. You got problems? Great. Put them in the music. Use them to fuel it. You got pain? Terrific. Play like it. You know, use what you got. These wings are just coming out so fluffy. The feathers are so pretty. I may just have to make a fabric with nothing but these feather textures. Oh, that sounds weird, but that's how my brain runs. I'll be working in one thing, thinking about one thing. It'll give me an idea for another thing altogether. Before I know it, I'm off and running in something. That's why I never wanted to limit my channel to just music. I know Ubi said it would grow slow if I did that. He's probably right, but I just don't like to limit myself that way. I'm not a one-directional person. I'm not a one-dimensional person, and I don't want to be that on YouTube either. Been a lot of years getting pigeonholed as just a writer, and I am a good writer, and I do a lot of writing, and a lot of what I do does involve writing, but it's not the only thing I do. I hate being limited like that. I guess that's one of my pet peeves about modern society. They want everybody to pick a lane and stay in it. What if my lane is the freeway, so to speak? I mean, that works for cars, right? You should pick one lane and stay in it, but I don't know that it works so well for people. Because people might be born with multiple talents. One lane might not fit you. There's my rant for today. I agree, Malachi. They're really starting to take shape. They look very wingy. Changes. They take me so much longer than I really expect them to often, but to me it's worth it because a lot of great art is the little bitty details that an artist put into their work that really bring it to life. It's not the great big things necessarily that really make a piece of art stand out, but the little details that just go into it and add flavor and character to it, and suddenly it goes from looking ordinary to looking, well, extraordinary. And the truth is that people don't talk about the ordinary, but they can't stop talking about the extraordinary. And I want my art to be the kind of gift that's extraordinary, not ordinary. Because it should feel like a gift from my heart to yours, to the person who receives it. Now, I will say I did get one cool idea for something I'm going to do with this angel when I'm done with her. I'm going to duplicate her. I'm going to take away her trumpet and give her a 6-string guitar instead that she'll be playing on a, this will be on a completely separate piece of artwork, not on the cover, but I'll giving her a completely separate trumpet, or not trumpet, I'll take away her trumpet, give her a 6-string, and create a piece of merch for the store that says some angels wear 6 or play 6 strings. I think that'll be cool. And that should be out here pretty soon because I just came up with the idea like yesterday. So I didn't really have a chance to work on it yet. But I want that out before Christmas. That'd be really cool. I am always amazed by how many things the smudge tool in Photoshop can do. You know, just, it adds so much. It's such a versatile tool. I really love it. Make metal things look metal. It can make feathers look like actual feathers. It's just got so many things it can do. Well, I may be wrong. We may not actually make it to getting to the bowl today. I'm still working on these feathers. I don't want to rush this process. I really don't. If it takes me more time to get the feathers done, but the angel turns out the way I want it to and looks as awesome as I'm hoping it will, it's worth it. Sometimes you get a tune and it's in your head and then you gotta just come along, even if you don't know all the words. At least I do. It's me. Although I have been working on learning a song specifically to do a collab with Tubi, which I gotta talk to him about. Which I would like to do one with my husband. I think that'd be pretty cool. My vocals, his guitar. We might be able to make something work. And the feathers were cool before, but they are just awesome now. And I'm so glad I took the time to do this. I knew it was going to take me time. I knew it was going to be a lot of work. I am so glad that I decided to give it the time and the effort required, because it is just, it's bringing the piece to life, man. I'm loving it. And I guess that's really the most important person to love it is me, since it's my creation. I mean, it's great if other people find value in it, but if your art makes you happy, hasn't it already served its purpose? If it brings joy to your life, hasn't it already done good? Ubi has requested that when I stream, to ensure that the traffic flows to his stream afterward, that I stream until about 15 minutes before he starts his, so that I have the maximum possibility of funneling people his direction. And so that is what we're going to do tonight. Normally I would cut it off at 7:30, but we're going to go to 7:45. Nice. So apparently your upstairs neighbor doesn't mind. Well, that's nice. Maybe you can get to know them. Maybe they're also a musician. Be kind of cool if you could jam together or something. Who knows? Maybe you'll make a new friend out of it. Of course, I don't know. These days, I think stranger danger warped our minds, because these days most of us are like so hesitant to open the door to anybody, any stranger we don't know. You know, I joke, my mother taught me never to talk to strangers. Unfortunately, it's hard not to find somebody stranger than I am, it's hard to find somebody stranger than I am. How do you talk to somebody stranger when you don't know anybody? Ooh, nice. Name is Amy, huh? That's sweet. Yeah, maybe. Toss a friend. Oh, cool. She's a big fan of metal music. That's awesome. Well, there you go. A friend and something in common to enjoy each. That's the kind of neighbors you need. You know, if I had the money to buy an apartment building, I think I would buy one and staff it with nothing, or fill it with nothing but musicians. Encourage them to get along together. You wouldn't want to be friends with her? Why? Any particular reason? She sounds like she'd be pretty cool. Well, yeah. At any rate. Ooh, thanks. Yeah, okay. I get you. I get you. Yeah, that knocks the person right out of that friend zone possibility. Can't trust what they say. Makes it very difficult to be a friend when you don't know who you're dealing with. And if they're lying all the time, you don't know who you're dealing with. I feel sorry for people like that. It's cool. Doing better than I am, Malachi. I don't even know my neighbors. I really don't. I'm very much a reserved person, and it's hard for me to reach out to people that I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily shy. I'll talk to people I don't know, but I am very reserved around anybody I don't know. And to wait until I figure out who they are and what they do, how they act, before I make an approach of any kind. I don't know, maybe that's something I need to work on. It's not a recipe for making a lot of friends in new places. That's cool. The neighborhood drummer. Music is definitely something that can bring people together, even across all kinds of divides. Creativity in general is such a powerful tool for unifying people if it's used correctly. It can be used to hurt people too, but not the kind of thing I'm talking about, though. Yep, music is a form of art. And yes, art brings people together. It is one of those amazing things in the universe. Nice. I think we as a society tend to devalue art too much. treat it like a nicety instead of a necessity. And the reality is that we all need art in our lives in some form or fashion. We may not be capable of producing it, but we're capable of consuming it. And it helps you. It helps you through the dark parts of life. Helps you find something to hold on to. You remember the good when it's hard to. Such a powerful thing. And it really helps you see life from someone else's perspective, too. Yes, musicians' lives matter. Yes, I will agree with that. 100%. Embracing the suck due to the fact that I can't hang Halloween decorations because the wind issues are ridiculous on your street due to you living in the open corner of the block. Yeah, that. Yeah. Wind, man. What are you gonna do? I mean, you can't even argue with somebody about wind. Like, you can't, go down and fight City Hall or whatever. What are they gonna do about it? Nothing. Yeah, we used to live where one of the apartments we lived in the section of the apartment where we're in, it created basically this massive wind tunnel effect. So it was like you couldn't put anything anywhere because it was just going to blow away. It was like NASA would have loved to have rented that particular location for their wind tunnels. It was like crazy. I've never had a place like that before. I'm gonna have to postpone playing with these feathers. I could probably do this all night and still not be done with them. That's crazy. What I may do is just keep working on it next stream and go ahead and flesh out the bull today. As we got, what, 32 minutes? So we got about 13 minutes. Yeah, now's a good time to flesh out our bull. I can always come back later and keep working on those wings. But what I'm going to do with the angel for right now is I'm going to take her and put her in, convert her to a smart object. And that basically takes all the layers and merges them into one easily moved object. But it preserves my ability to change anything that needs to be changed. Move her over here and there. And yeah, it's time to add the bowl. Alright, I'm going to go out and get myself the exact bowl I want. Because I know the one that I'm looking at. This is my reference. Recognize that one? Yeah. That, buddy, is the Wall Street Bull, and that is our frame of reference that we're going to be working off of to sketch out the bull. So, that's what I'm going to do. Starting now. I'm going to put the bull's outline in blue. Oh, helps if you don't hold the eraser in when you're trying to draw. Use the pencil tool for the actual drawing. Once I get the shape in that I want, I will remove the reference image. Oh, he works on Wall Street as a stockbroker, huh? That's cool. He calls you the nameless? Well, that's rude. Alrighty then, though. Let's see how our bowl is looking without the reference. Maybe a little darker. It's hard to see on the screen. An inside joke. Yes. have our little bowl. He's certainly no Ferdinand. No Ferdinand the Bull. But there we go. There's our bull outlined. We probably will want to change his position. I'm going to move him down slightly. Guess he's covering too much of the angel. That's better. We don't need our frame of reference anymore now that we know where our bull's at. Yes, yes, we can tell that it's a bull. That's a bull. It's full of bull. What happens when you're a bull? You're full of bull. Oh, you know what we've got? We have 2 minutes until Ubi's stream starts. So I am going, well, his stream probably doesn't actually technically start until 8, but I'm going to go ahead and close it for now because what we are going to do is give you a chance to get a bathroom break, some drinks, some snacks, a soft pretzel, anything else you might need. Potato soup before before heading back to watch Ubi's stream with me. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching as I work on this Rise of the TechnoSavior album. And I think you're right, Malachi. I think it is going to be phenomenal when it's finished. Even if it takes me a lifetime to get it done. Thank you guys for watching. I so appreciate you being here with me. If you have a chance, make sure you go jump into my husband's stream at the Ubi and watch his music because he is awesome. And even when he's not, you can embrace the suck with the rest of us. So